Welcome to this video in our Explainer series. This video was made to help you understand the conceptual ideas, differences, and operation basics of dataspaces and federations. Today, the definition of dataspaces and federations are often still vague and used interchangeably by many people in the Gaia-X ecosystem. With this video, we want to offer a practical example of what a dataspace and a federation can look like. First, let's look at what a dataspace is. A dataspace is a group of data providers and data consumers who are exchanging data in a managed peer-to-peer network. In this network, all participants are communicating at eye level with basic access rights. The participants in this network exchange data via standardized data connector applications. Additionally, a governance framework is set by the group coordinators that determines the basic conditions under which data is exchanged within the dataspace. Any data owner might apply further individual policies for mutual agreement. To give a practical example of what such a dataspace could look like, let's have a look at electric charging stations across Europe. Electric charging stations are serving power for electric cars, but they are also producing data. Each electrical charging station gathers information, such as power consumptions, billing information, user identities, temperatures, loading capacity per vehicle, connection time, and many others. Therefore, each electrical charging station would be a candidate for being a data provider in a dataspace. Let's now look how the data provider, in our case the charging station, can be linked to a dataspace. The first step is to establish a data connector who is capable of connecting the data endpoint via the dataspace according to the specified protocols. A data connector is a software component which is capable of coordinating access of a data consumer to the data gathered by the endpoint, in our case the electrical charging station. This happens based on a data exchange agreement. The data exchange agreement can set additional conditions for data usage that goes beyond the default conditions of the governance framework set by the dataspace terms and conditions. For example, the operator of the electrical charging station might only want to share data about power consumption, but not the data relating to the car owner, like geolocation or pricing details. To realize this process, the electrical charging station must receive a unique identifier from its legal operator. The legal operator submits a participant description and a data service description for the charging station data. Such datasets can now be contracted and exchanged via the data connectors according to the agreement. To summarize, the data connectors are the service endpoints that data providers and consumers interact with. This and other data services need to be described and published in catalogs within a dataspace. Prompting these catalogs, data consumers can find data services of interest and launch a booking process, culminating in a data agreement. Now that we understand how the charging infrastructure connects with a dataspace, let's zoom out again. Data from the charging station has now been collected and connected to the dataspaces. But we might want to make this data available to different industries or sectors. For example, the charging station data could be interesting for energy grid operators seeking to manage peaks and lows of local energy demand. Or a payment service provider would like to offer booking capabilities for consumers independent from the charging station operator's own payment system. Another example would be a map service provider, using the data to provide a map of currently available charging stations to their users. These companies would, in each scenario, be data consumers. They might be harmonized in different so-called federations, such as the Electrical Grid Operator Federation, the Payment Service Provider Federation, and the Logistics Service Federation. A federation is a group of organizations interacting with each other based on common rules. They directly or indirectly consume, produce, or provide assets and related resources. A federation is designed to manage business models within a specific sector. Different federations can therefore tap into different data spaces to use the data as enablers for their specific business models. If you want more information on what a federation is and how it is set up, please have a look at our previous video, How to Set Up a Federation, the Basics. In order to manage data spaces and federations, the Gaia-X Federation Services components can provide necessary functionalities to access information like participant descriptions, digital identities, service descriptions and catalog services, credentials, and all this in decentralized environments. Using GXFS can ensure the minimum required interoperability to allow interconnection and seamless operations between different federations and data spaces. With this, let's summarize the key takeaways from this video. Data spaces are specialized for collaborative data usage. Federations are designed to enable business models based on shared services and data. By means of harmonized technical standards for interoperability, federations and data spaces can be freely interconnected. Thank you for watching, and welcome to the Gaia-X community.